I'm Kevin Coleman with the Santa Post, and at the County Commissioners Monday meeting, and we were talking about, or they were talking about, a proposed development on Pleasant Valley Road right across from Clinton Road. So I believe you represent the developer. Can you introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is David Hodge. I'm a zoning and land use attorney at a law firm called Underhill and Hodge LLC. We're based up in the Columbus market in New Albany, working with D.R. Horton, which is really the nation's largest single-family residential home builder. They are interested in this land on Pleasant Valley. Have been working for some months with elected officials here in Ross County to bring the development to fruition. There's been, it's known that there are traffic concerns out on Pleasant Valley, so the initial work here is to see whether there can be a collaboration between Ross County and the private developer to address those existing traffic issues before any development would go forward.
And a lot of the discussion was about if the solution is a traffic circle, if you put in one, it'll cause increased flow to other intersections, so you sort of have a cascading issue.
Yeah, sure. There was some speculation that having a roundabout at the southwest corner of this property would not entirely solve the issue, so they identified the need for a traffic impact study conducted by professional traffic engineers to do a comprehensive analysis on introduction of a roundabout and what that means to existing intersections within proximity to the property.
So what do you think are the next steps that in the timeline?
We'll need to go back. I'll need to go back with my client. Their civil engineer, their traffic engineer, probably needs to be an additional meeting discussion between us on the private side with the county government to discuss the parameters of a traffic impact study, whether the county is going to engage a third-party traffic engineer to do their portion of the review, and what we can do to continue the analysis and move forward.
So it's agreed that there is an extreme need for more housing in Ross County, but you don't want to mess up other things with a new subdivision with the traffic. Correct.
I think that folks that live here and folks that have tried to relocate here have experienced some real issues with housing. The discussion in the county commissioner meeting was sometimes houses change hands without even hitting the market because the houses sell sort of on their own through word of mouth. Absolutely the need for additional housing in all of greater Ross County. That's to meet existing population, that's to meet population growth, and that's really one of the significant drivers of that is growth of industry and job creation. When folks expand or when folks choose locations to bring a new business, they have to certainly have confirmation that there's enough housing stock in the community to meet that demand. Otherwise, they'll go someplace else.
And this could also help with the Columbus market.
Yeah, no question. I do. This is the kind of work that I do all over. Certainly, most of that historically has been in Franklin County, but Franklin and all the surrounding counties are experiencing some growth. My work has been more and more in Ross County, a fair amount in Pickaway County, and continues to be up in Franklin and the surrounding counties up on that northern end as well.
Can you describe the proposed development? What size, how many lots,
yeah,
the houses?
I actually wish I had a copy of the site plan in front of me. I'm working on many of these all over the place all the time, but I think we're in the neighborhood of 160 single-family residential lots on various sizes. I think there are some 40-foot lots and some 50-foot lots as a minimum, and that is really consistent with what you see production home builders doing all over the marketplace, all over the region. I know to some a 40-foot lot may sound small. It's not really a great house is able to fit on that lot. These lots are clustered. Clustering the lots creates an opportunity to also cluster open space with amenity, and so folks can live in their home, have a small but usable lot, and then have some immediately available open space amenity to go out and walk the dog, go out with the kids, walk through the woods, whatever the case may be.
And this is in possibly 2 sections, 2 stages?
As far as what?
The development?
Well, it's one subdivision, but it's got some different offerings in terms of the lots that are in there. There are some 40-foot lots and also some 50-foot lots if memory serves.
But it may be built in 2 stages?
It would be built as the lots absorb, and so there would be at least a couple of different phases of the development, yes.
Can you say what kind of value?
Every time I say this, every time I'm asked this question, I give an answer, and every time I'm wrong, and I'm wrong on the low side, not the high. So, it's very difficult to go any place and build a new home and sell that home for under, say, $300,000 to $350,000. So I think the price point here will be in the neighborhood of $350,000, if not more.
And these are going to be, the development will front on Pleasant Valley Road, and there'll be 2 entrances.
Well, we're not quite yet sure what the access configuration is going to be. That relates back to this need to undertake a traffic impact study to figure out where the access points into the property need to be to maximize the safety for the people that live there and not to exacerbate existing traffic issues out on Pleasant Valley Road.
But it might be a right in, right out on Pleasant Valley, and then another intersection where Pleasant Valley...
Too early to say. Too early to say what
Okay.
the traffic configuration is going to be. It's going to depend upon what the science tells us with professional traffic engineers and a traffic impact study.
And how will it be scienced? What studies might come up and when?
Well, as I am no traffic engineer by any stretch of the imagination, but there are guys with engineering degrees that are in the traffic engineering realm, and they study traffic signalization, they study the need for road widening, they study the need for turn lanes into access points, they study right in, right outs, they study the impacts of roundabouts or traffic circles, and so all of that will go into the various things that they analyze, and a determination will be made. When I look at traffic impact studies, I typically go to the summary and conclusion section, which is 1 page, but traffic impact studies are 80, 90, 100 pages long with all sorts of data points in there that are beyond my ability to grasp. I'm a lawyer, not a traffic engineer.
But that might be done soon, a study?
The discussion this morning was that needed to be done in order to, it has to be done in advance of any development happening on this property.
Is it timeline, is this hope to move quickly, like within this next year?
I'm not sure of the timeline. It sounded to me like the county commissioners wanted to see this development move forward. There needs to be some discussion about the traffic impact study itself, how that traffic impact study is paid for, who pays for it, whether it's purely on the private side, whether it's purely on the Ross County side, which did not sound like that was going to be the case in this morning's meeting, or whether that's a collaboration both between the private developer and Ross County government.
If people want to put some money down for their home, how can they learn more about this project and the builder?
That would be amazing if people want to put some money down. It'd be amazing if people want to move over to the subdivision. We think with its proximity to the great Unyota School District that there's a very high likelihood that there will be high demand to live in this new neighborhood. But we've got several preliminary stages that we've got to continue to work through with this traffic impact study, and then the full preliminary plan, construction plan, and plat with Ross County Planning, Engineering, and ultimately the county commissioners.
Does the builder have a website so people can learn about them?
DR Horton has a great website. Anybody can go into Google and not to promote one search engine over another, but go to a search engine, put in DR Horton, and you'll see a tremendous amount of offerings that they have across the country. If people want to drive and see what they do, there's a great example of a DR Horton subdivision up in Commercial Point in Pickaway County. Very well done. I can't tell you the exact location of that, but Google DR Horton Commercial Point, drive up 30 minutes up the road and take a look at it.
Perhaps the former golf course?
The golf course, I believe, was done primarily by MI Homes.
Okay. So somewhere in that area?
Yes, sir.
All right. Any other thoughts?
None. It's, you know, it's great that folks are interested in doing development in Ross County, Chillicothe. I like to think and hope that we'll see more and more of that. These are not simple problems to solve. Folks need to continue to work collaboratively to see something come forward, and that's both the private developer, the landowner, and the government.
And this is only the second development, I think, that is proposed or underway in Ross County, and it's right next to the other one on Egypt Pike.
I heard of the other one. I didn't know about that, but I heard just in the meeting that someone had another subdivision where they were doing 40 or 45 homes.
Yeah, they're already doing some clearing trees and such. I think those are the only two
that I'm aware of. Yep.
That's part of the problem with not enough housing. So we've got two, one underway, one proposed. So.
Yeah, and you know, for a healthy area is one that has a diversity of housing, and so that means housing across the spectrum, both from apartments to, you know, big, you know, 4 or 5 acre estate lots and everything in between. Right now, what we're looking at Pleasant Valley is a traditional single-family residential subdivision. Sounds like the other one is a traditional single-family residential subdivision as well, but I've seen instances in which people are looking in the market for apartments and townhomes, and so I do think that here in the coming years, Chillicothe, Ross County will see housing proposals across the spectrum.
And we're neighbors to a bustling Central Ohio.
No question about that.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.